Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakha, Chodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to sincere Ak. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, la b'chayarim shal yasha'ala. Peace to the election of the nation of Israel. Wa kol halayim la alahayanawa Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Rechakodash. All praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh in the Hebrew, and His only begotten Son's name is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And of course, b'Hashem, meaning in the name, Recha, meaning Spirit, Kodash is holy, which I uttered in the Paleo Hebrew, which the Hebrew, all right, Ba Lashwan Kodash, or Baha in the Lashwan Kodash, which is the holy tongue, or the pure tongue, is a language that has been returned to the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Of course, since our seed has been scattered amongst the heathen throughout the four winds, because of course, our disobedience to our powers, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Of course, some of our people may look like the heathen, but by the way of their fathers, and through the Spirit, of course, they are Israelites. Of course, Shinya Kabad, or double honor, Allah Shalayachim Nawa, Shalayachim Nawa, alright, Shalayachim means apostles, Nawa makes it our, Wa is a quanium, or elders of Great Millstone, who will well. Of course, Shalom wa chesed, or peace, wa, or and mercy, la b'chayarim shal yashal, to the election, or the chosen of the nation of Israel, all right, which starts with the 144,000 prophets, which are all men, and of course the rest of the 1/3, all right, which are men, women, and children, which are going to believe in the words of the prophets, and return to the power, which the prophets only speak words of the Lord. All right. Shemyah Hamafpa, my name's Hamafpa, Mayan, Great Millstone, are from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp, by Ayar in the city of Philadelphia, PA, by Babal in Babylon. Coming again with another lesson with the Chakudash, which we have here. This is a continuation of, I've been pretty much inspired by the Rechak Kodash to go, going into this whole economic, struggle with America going on its downfall and its decline. So it says failure to launch adult children living off parents are destroying retirements. And I have this other article which speaks of Americans' crippling debt. Every man, woman, and child owes Uncle Sam $100,000. All right. So let's go into it. It says here, as young Americans drown in debt, growing numbers of parents have been footing the bill for their kids. Car insurance, cell phone bills, health care costs, and debt payments, often at the expense of their own retirement. You have it, most of the children in the whole family structure is out of order. Out of course, the order being a father, or Abba, Bayath in the house. All right, you have it where mothers are, growing up the children, single motherhood and such. You have, of course, people who are drowning within these debts. All right, because they go to college and they get within that trap and they kindly pay that debt off. All right, back, which, you have it where the world being ruled by the wicked, which are the Edomites. Which, let me just quickly begin this with the book of Ayawab or Job, or Ahyawab, right? Job, which means persecuted. Chapter 9 and 24 says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. All right, so the earth, all right, our Ha'aratazah, is given unto the hand of the wicked, the power of the wicked, all right, our Yad, all right, of the wicked. The wicked, all right, are the Edomites, which you learn that, okay, in Malachi 1 and 4. It says we're in Edom, all right, which Edom is Adawam in Hebrew, which it means, of course, red, which is the what? Esau is Edom, and he is the what? The brother of Jacob, which the Edomites are here today, and the Israelites are Jacob, all right, are here as well. And the Israelites are Yaquab, are Yasher Allah, or Israel, consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, and they're here today, all right, and their enemy is Edom, and they, being the Edomites, are in their blessing, in rulership, in their heaven right now, all right. So, just so that you understand who Edom is the so-called white man, all right, who came out red like a hairy garment, who his blood showed forth through his skin, all right, because he lacks melanin, all right. The wicked spirit, all right, that was also within Cain, same spirit that also was in the serpent in the garden of Idon or Eden, all right, which was a paradise. It says here, wherein Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people of whom are people against whom Yahweh has indignation, which is righteous anger, I will lamar forever. All right, so you have it where wherever they go, you know, they, of course, there's wickedness, and wickedness has multiplied in the earth, all right, since they, you know, came into rulership, all right, came, of course, you know, you got rulership back with them as you know, taking and conquering the Greeks, the actual Japhetic people, driving them out, and of course, taking their nationality, okay, and you have it where they call themselves Greeks, the Romans, okay, they're Edomites, okay, and of course them coming back into, you know, rulership being due to, of course, the Borgia families, all right. When you go into that history, okay, you know, you can go extensively into it, but you know, you have it also, you know, this is, you know, going to after, of course, you know, the dark ages when so-called black men ruled, all right, Israelites ruled, okay, Europe and such, you know, and they were, of course, in the Caucasus Mountains, of course, in a lower state, okay, and of course they came back and they've been ruling for what is a little season, as written in the book of Revelation, but the Lord is bringing them down, as you can see, all right, clearly. So the wicked are the Edomites, all right, so that you know. Okay, now let's go back now to the article, okay, because you know they're ruling. So you have it there. People are, you know, drowning within debt, all right, and this reflects, of course, being under a cruel ruler, okay. You know, if the ruler is broke, so is the people, okay, which, you know, I will go into, which this is going to be the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, and starting at or actually it's Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, okay. So this is a book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, and starting at verse, actually, yeah, I'll start at 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, in the government, all right, of a prudent man, all right, a wise man is well ordered. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, all right, so as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what matter of man the ruler of the city is, all right, the city, which city, Baha Bariath in the Hebrew is Yar, all right. It says, such are they that dwell therein. So you have it where, you know, you have a wicked ruler. The people are going to be covered within wickedness. That's why the earth is under what? Gross darkness, covered the people. because you have the wicked ruling, the Edomites. All right, it says an unwise king destroyed his people. It's destroy being destruction. But though the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. It says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it to one that is profitable. And that's of course going to be the Israelites, okay? Under of course Yahweh Shai, all right, which is our Lord, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahweh is gonna of course put us under, of course, his son Yahweh Shai and Malak Dawadah, all right, and the elect, all right, the rest of the elect, all right, are gonna rule as the government under Yahweh Shai, under of course Yahweh, all right, and Iwalam in righteousness, not in wickedness, doing things such as this, all right. So you go into it. It says here, a new survey at Bankrate.com reveals that 50% of parents say that they have sacrificed or sacrificing their own retirement savings in order to help their adult children financially. I mean, this is adult children who's supposed to go and get a good paying job, right? And be profitable, successful. They're of course, depending, all right, on their senior, okay, parents, okay. It says paying for adult children bills is putting retirement security at risk. When you're supposed to cease from working, all right, you're not, because you have it where the children, all right, are what they need money, so you of course are paying for them, all right, and that's the one way your income, okay. So you got this wee survey. It shows here there was a survey. It says that pretty much not at all right, meaning paying for children's bills is put in. I'm gonna read. It says, we asked, would you say that you have sacrificed in order for your retirement in order to help your children? It says no, not at all. That's most, but you have 70% says yes, a lot. All right, that's Bankrate. The survey asked what Americans think people should start paying for their own bills. According to Bankrate, most of the results detailed the traditional mindset that 18 is the golden age of adulthood. Actually, it's 12. All right, it's when you hit puberty, okay, which is around 12. Okay, that's biblically. Now it says here, except when it came to a big ticket items. It says car payments and insurance, cell phone bills, subscription services, travel costs, the credit card bills, all had the majority of total respondents say that individuals between 18 and 19 should be paying for these bills themselves. It says, for example, the average cost response expect individuals to start paying for their cell phone bill was 19 years old. Younger generations, or Generation Z, millennials, both said that the age should be 20. Generation Z and the silent generation said 19, the bloomer said. And you have it, mostly, these are mostly about these Edomites, because, for the most part, Jake doesn't have, of course, Jake parents doesn't have money to be paying, no cell phone bills and all this other stuff. At least I can speak for myself. All right, myself is that, I never had my mom, all right, give me a cell phone, all right, or a car payment, or a car, pay for travel costs, meaning, go jet set and any of them things. All right, I had to pay for all of that out of my own pocket. All right, health insurance, I had to, of course, go into the workforce. All right, student loans, I didn't go into, of course, that college, so I don't have that. And housing costs, my mom, of course, I could speak for myself, had to pay my own way, at the starting at the age of, you could say about 15, 16 or something, right? And that's, this is mainly because, the whole, we're not given sufficient money, and the whole family system is all bloody amok, all right, and amok and such, all right, where you have it where, you have these elderly are pretty much paying for their children, okay? And they're in debt themselves, okay, for the most part. So anyway, reading on, it says, meanwhile, the bank report, the bank rate in March 2019 found that more than 1 of 5 Americans aren't saving any money, all right, any casapium or money or silver for retirement, emergencies, or financial goals are according to the report. All right, so and I covered that in a previous lesson. All right, so you have 1 out of 5, or isn't it have any savings at all? All right, so it says that the results is that Americans are also working longer, with 25% of the workforce projected to be 55 and older by 2024. So you have it where there's the the fact that most people are gonna work past 55. All right, 65. Retirement age. Okay, most people that are at retirement age are continuing to work and enter the workforce, and I have, of course, covered that as well. Okay, it says what is happening. All right, and I'm just gonna hit some scriptures. Okay, first. All right, that of course is what rule. Okay, right now what you can see is the downfall. All right, of America. All right, you're seeing the downfall of arrogant people. You're seeing all of that right now. All right, so this is the book of. I'm gonna start at. This is the book of Second Ezra in the Apocrypha, which is canon, and it is a part of the Bible. All right, 1611 authorized version. Okay, so we're gonna begin at verse 5. Second Ezra 5:1. All right, it says, all right, Korah, it read, nevertheless, as coming the tokens are signs. Behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number. And that's going to happen via martial law, death, all right, famine, okay, pestilence, disease. Also, of course, the sword, okay, of the so-called white man, and ultimately the sword of the Most High, all right, which a part of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, of Tazaba'awath, or of hosts, okay, of the Lord of armies, is his nuclear missiles, all right, also the chariots as well, okay, which shoot concentrated fire, all right, is going to shoot them on the wicked, those that are unrighteous. It says, and the way of truth shall be hidden. There's going to be a famine of word. It says, and the land shall be barren of faith. And you have that lack of faith, all right, the new, all right, 2/3, okay. I'm going to go down to the point. It says here, verse 8, it says, there shall be confusion also in many places, and fire shall be off sent out again, and wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And these menstruous women, all right, are bringing forth what? Monsters, which you have it here. These children, they barely have, of course, a work ethic. They don't have, of course, virtue. They're not built or nurtured off the law, statutes, commandments. Speaking of the Israelites, and you go with the rest of the heathen, they of course the Lord ain't dealing with them totally at all. He never gave the word to them at all. So you have it where these people are literally monsters. All right, monsters. Okay, let me go into the word for monsters. All right, into the etymology really quick. So our koash, all right, in the Hebrew, which is quick. All right, so monsters. It says here, or monster. Actually, I put monster or monster. It says here, Let me see. Let me see what we got. A repulsive character, often object of dread, awful deed. All right. So somebody who has a repulsive character. All right, something that is repulsive. All right, able to repel. So you don't even want the person. People don't even want these kids. They're because for the most part they're demons. All right, this is gonna be the book of, and this is because of the wickedness that's been perpetrated by the so-called white man. All right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. And starting at verse 1. It says, "Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be batach, or safe, or hayabatach, or be safe." All right. It says, "For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath conformed the authority of the mother over the sons." All right. That's the order. All right. The father, okay, he has kabod, all right, honor. And then you have it where the mother would take care of course, the children, nurture them up to the age of 12, and then the father would, step in. But you don't have that this day, because you have the disruption of, the families, due to, primarily in the Israelite household, due to, the wickedness, all right, of the so-called white man, his Planned Parenthood, and of course us being on the curses as well, and written in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. That whoso honoreth his father maketh atonement for his sins, and he that honoreth his mother is one that layeth up treasure. And most of these people don't care about their father and their mother, all right? It says, "Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy in his own." So let me read that again. "Whoso honoreth his father, or Abba wa, shall have shemach," all right, which is joy or rejoice, of his own children, all right. "And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard." It says, "He that honor his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort unto his mother." And you don't have that. You have, people that don't care about, as it says in scripture, "The love of many shall wax cold." You have it where literally, people don't care about nobody in the neighborhood, in the household, or nothing. All right, it's just you're on your own. Okay. It says, I'm gonna go to verse. I'm gonna skip down and go to let me see where it is. It tells basically to take care of your father and stuff. Or your, and it's always, let me see, where is it at? Give me one wee moment. 12. Yeah, so it says, "My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And his understanding and if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength." I mean, you have it where, people doesn't help their their parents, all right, at all. You have it there where these children are actually a burden onto their parents here in Babylon, all right. So now, and it's mainly because of what? The interest, all right, because this is a debt-based system, all right. This is a place, being America is, enslaved under the Federal Reserve, which is a private entity, all right, a private corporation, which of course issues the money for America, all right. And you have it where the borrower is subject to the lender, as written in the scriptures, and they're using usury, okay, interest, okay, and it's destroying, all right, the people, all right, and it's destroying their of course economic system as well, all right. So going on, it says here that Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hammock suggests that there's a variety of reasons parents feel compelled to help their adult children, and not at all them spoiling them. And this is stupid. You shouldn't, of course, be spoiling your children, like you're supposed to, of course, I mean, I know there's a precept, you're supposed to, of course, discipline them and such. Let me see, where is it? Spoil child. Let me see if I can find a precept. Let me see if I can find something. Give me a wee moment. And if I don't find it, I'll just bring it out in a different lesson, because it's one that's relatively new to me. See what's going on. It might be in the book of Proverbs or something like that, but And see, I'm just gonna probably go on with the lesson for now, because I'm not gonna be able to, Lord willing, if I can find it, but don't seem as if it is that so. But for the most part, you're supposed to discipline your children. You ain't supposed to be so nice on them and stuff. Because if not, they can, they yikewob you, get one up on you. Where you have it where, these children are literally, they're just lazy, they don't work for themselves. All right, they're just dependent off of their parents. All right. So anyway, going on, it says here that this is for better or worse the new normal because of the evolving approaches parents have taken to raising their children. Says says Hammock. It says, and as a result, some are ongoing financial challenges that many families face. Some of which caused the financial crisis and the Great Recession. All right. You have it where that whole, that whole burst of that Great Recession. All right, and we get that was back in what, like 2008 or something like that. You can go into that whole thing. Many factors indirectly cause a Great Recession, with experts and economists placing different weights. Particularly causes major causes of initial subprime mortgage crisis. The following recessions include international trade imbalances and lax lending standards, contributing to high levels in developing country household debt and real estate bubble that have since burst. U.S. government housing prices and limited regulation of non-depository financial institutions. But, I'm not going to cover that right now. But anyway, it says, in a lack of substantial wage growth, you have a lack of people not getting increases in wages. All right, and these wages isn't sufficient for you to live off of. All right, especially these kids could not be able to land jobs within the actual area of employment in which they've been educated within. All right. It says, though recent gains are relatively modern phenomenon, it's doing very little to capture the lost gains in the earlier economic expansion and approaching the 10-year anniversary, says Hammock. It says other culprits include the rising cost of education. All right, as I've been in this, that education is rising the cost of these tuitions per year, and you have it where, like I said, the wages ain't growing, growth. So people are still going to college, and then the debt is just going up. So it's just, they're broke. All right, as I was going to go into America's crippling debt. Every man and woman owes Uncle Sam 220,000. All right, so going back, let's see what we got. It says that this is ironic, unintended expense of people staying in school longer. And that's just going to pile up more and more debt, getting, of course, graduate degrees, et cetera, et cetera. All right, I must note. It says the way young people come of age has changed somewhat over the past 50 years or even longer. It says this no longer has a sense of immediate need for young people to enter the workforce. So most people are just going to college, staying home. Of course, they're getting girlfriends and such. A lot of people, they're not getting married. That's on a decline. All right. And also the fertility rate has been declining amongst all Edomites. All right. So-called white people worldwide. So they're basically at their downfall. All right. It says even on a part-time base. Okay. So they're not even getting into this whole part-time work and all that. They just literally leaning off of their parents. It says, and when you're not working, you can't pay bills, and that's where mom and dad come in. All right, so you could go and look into the rest of this. I mean, I pretty much covered it. I'm gonna leave with this, because I want to cover more of this article, but I mean, like, more into this lesson, but I don't want to make it too long. So I'm gonna leave you with this couple precepts, which this is gonna be the book of Psalms 50 and 17. or actually 50 and 16 says, but unto the wicked, which we know that that's the Edomites, the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? The Lord never dealt with, of course, the Edomites. He revealed his secrets, he word unto to Jacob, basically Slaki, roughly paraphrasing. All right, he never dealt with Edomites or any other nation. Okay. Going back, it says here, or that thou shouldest take as thy covenant, which covenant in the Hebrew is ba rayath, I believe. Let me see. Let me just make sure I go and check. Covenant ba rayath. Yeah, correct. You gotta, of course, check on it. That's the only way you can get good at Hebrew. Just keep, working on it. To know it is to, experience it. To put in the obviously in action. Anyway, going on, verse Psalms 50 and 17, it says, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. All right. And y'all, of course, put this to, yourself, the Bible, and now you see it that, the Lord ain't dealing with you, and you're receiving the judgments that are written in these scriptures, okay, which is written that, you're going to pay back double, all right, and you're going to fall, and that's happening. You have where your debt, you lay yourself within this thick clay, the heavy debts, as book written in Habakkuk 2 and 5. You're falling like lightning, as written in, of course, Luke. And Satan is of course Shaitan in the Hebrew, which is the enemy or adversary, which you are the physical counterpart for the spiritual demon Satan on earth. It says, and he said unto him, I beheld, and this is how Shai speaking, Shaitan, all right, as lightning fall from heaven, which heaven is rulership, and we seeing that fall right here, right before our eyes. Okay, this debt, people, of course, children not being able to live off their own, adult children, they're living off their parents. Their retirement, of course, is being dried out, and then they, of course, are in the workforce working, and they kind of course, pay, all right, to sustain themselves either, all right, and you have just a bunch of confusion, thus this being Babylon. So anyway, this is because the so-called white man uses usury, okay, interest, all right. And I'm going to get into that in the next lesson because, I want to go into this one. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yashab Bashem Kodash and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Hopefully you're edified. Shalom.